Hello everyone, this is me Greta from Amplifyre interview series, and today we have our guest Tomek from AF Agency as a managing partner. Hello Tomek, how are you?
Hello, Greta. I'm fine. Thanks a lot. How are you? How are you doing?
I'm still waking up.
Okay, makes perfect sense.
Michi, I'm so glad that you agreed to do this interview with us, and I'm sure the viewers will be happy because our topic is really interesting today. It will be the role of modern neuromarketing techniques in building an effective UX at a digital production. I managed to
Yeah,
say it
sounds
right.
very complex.
Yes. So basically, neuromarketing.
Okay. Well, it's
So,
not that complicated as it sounds, so don't worry.
so can you tell me what is the role of neuromarketing in 2023? Because this year is already finished. So, what will be the role in the use of neuromarketing?
In the following year.
Yes.
Okay, as you know, and as everybody I think is affected by this, nobody knows what's gonna happen next year. I think we got used to it that the past year and the year before, we were all a bit shocked, and we still are because I think 2023 is supposed to be a year of crisis, and I think everyone is
Mm-hmm.
looking into this period of time with a little uncertainty. That's why it is really important to make decisions which have strong, um, which are strongly supplied by some research. It's very
Mm-hmm.
important to invest in research, and I believe that the following year is going to be more about new methods of research, about qualitative research, and about leaving this sort of digital field of exploration that we all were used to, and instead investing in results. I believe that our clients also already mentioned, and we can see that even bigger brands basically demand results from the online marketing perspective. And the time of having fun in the internet, I think, is slowly coming to an end. That's why we believe in research as a way, as a method of giving results to our clients, and in many cases also users, regarding people that use the apps or use the websites or use anything that's digitally in digital production. They actually want usable technology. And if they want usable technology, that's why we have to ask ourselves many questions before we follow the production, and we have to focus on research. And in my opinion, the following year is going to be very, very much about research. I think you can actually say that neuromarketing can be the holy grail of consumer behavior studies. This is something really interesting because we've been asking ourselves these questions for a long time. Why do users do this? Why do the users do that? And how they react to the content they see online. And now the technology is here to supply us with answers. The hardware has become more and more accessible. It's cheaper, it's easier to use, and basically, um, with the new generations, like the Z generation
Mm-hmm.
or the following generation coming to the market, I think new behavior matrices can occur, and we're used to um, pretty much sometimes archaic methods of studying the way that people use the internet, and neuromarketing can be something new in this field.
Can you mention some of the benefits of using neuromarketing? 'Cause you actually kind of mentioned them, but can you
Mhm.
just put it in a few words, like some of them, let's say two or three? So,
Yes, so I think there are three, maybe
lucky
three the
number.
most important ones, because I could probably mention 33, but let's
Uh
stick to those three,
no.
okay? I think that there are three really interesting ones. So the first one would be a small scale, because neuromarketing research can be done in small scale. We do not need like 100 or 1,000 recipients or respondents to work on. This field of research requires a small scale, a small group of focus, which has to be tailored. In this sense, it's better to have 25 people that are actual users of your potential website, of your potential application, instead of 1,000, which let's say represent a group that's not necessarily your main focus group. And in this case, small scale is really nice because you can have really qualitative research. You can ask them really in-depth questions. You can observe how they communicate with your content, and you can observe their emotions while this happens. This is something new, and this is something which hasn't been done before. So,
Is it already applied or it's not still used? Because I've read about that, but about perceiving the person's emotions and kind of navigate what they will feel after that.
yeah. I mean, it's not only the case of how they react and let's say what decisions they take, because they can, for instance, click or not click, or they can swipe or not swipe. They can add to the basket, to the cart or not. But we try and observe why they do this, how they feel about this, whether they are, let's say, stressed, or whether they're emotionally active in purchasing a product, for instance, or observing something online or seeing content, whether they are distracted, whether they feel happy about it. We can actually try and observe their actual emotions without them knowing it, obviously, because this is something interesting, and this is something that hasn't been or cannot be covered by traditional methods. Another thing which is really important about neuromarketing and the benefit of it is the price. This is a really, let's say, budget-friendly idea. It's not really complicated to do such research. The price is reasonable, and it's, from my perspective, it is an investment. It is basically a must-have for any brand that wants to build an application or a website or something that's going to work for the consumers in long term. It can actually save you a lot of money in the future, because if you make good decisions in the beginning regarding, for instance, user experience, whether it's the user interface or the way the content is published, or how many information the users see you in each screen, etc. It's really important to do research in the beginning before the production is, let's say, more large scale, because then the failures, the mistakes that you make can be really costly in the end. That's why it's better to do it in the beginning or along as the production follows, instead of having, let's say, large rebuilds in the future. So in this case, this is also a benefit. And the last one, which I believe is the most important one, is objectivity. I think that for any agency, for any partner, any software house that has ever dealt with clients, subjectivity is something that we all in general terms dislike. Our customers, I think it's normal for everyone,
Yeah.
anyone is an expert, obviously, because everybody that builds digital software feels as a user, as a customer, as the end consumer. But in the end, we have so many subjective point of views that basically we tend to forget for whom the product is being developed. So neuromarketing research can give you an objective point of view on whether you're making good decisions or not.
Or not, yeah.
And it can help you to get to the bottom of things and of the things that really matter. That's why when you discuss sometimes whether you should have, I don't know, 5 buttons instead of 3, or whether you have a rounded or square button, or whether the button should be red or green, or whether the image should be large or small. These are the questions that neuromarketing research can quickly answer to you without any doubt, and based on actual users. This is something, in my opinion, very important. And from this perspective, in my opinion, it is an absolute must for any software production company.
How to build an effective UX in a digital production? Please share your thoughts now.
Okay, so I think that the last maybe 3 to 5 years, we are observing from my perspective, a very large scale user interface or user experience software I don't know, explosion, I could say. Figma, XD, Webflow, and other applications are here. And I think from a designer perspective, these are the software tools that we were lacking, let's say, in the past. I'm running the business. Well, our agency has been on the market since 2004. That's why
Wow.
when we started, we were working in Micromedia Flash. Yeah, and this was a way of building apps really quickly. Then Flash was gone. Steve Jobs killed Flash, and he decided
Ooh.
to not use it anymore. We had to switch to a different technology, and we were lacking of software that was quick and easy to produce and gave rapid results. Because our clients, for instance, do not like very low fidelity mockups. They tend to look at things with their eyes, and when they see, for
Yes.
instance, no pictures, no images, when they see no color schemes,
Just codes. They're like,
yeah, they look
what's
at it and they
this?
say, okay, I
I'm
get
not
it,
gonna
but
give my
how is
money
it
for
going to
that.
look like? Yeah,
Yeah, yes,
exactly.
I know. Yeah.
So
They want to
today
see
you
it
can
and touch
produce
it.
really quick, high fidelity mockups using those tools, and this gives us a lot of possibilities to build, let's say, software-like prototypes before they're being coded.
Actually
And in,
created, yeah.
yeah, and in building UX, it is really important for customers to try and interact with a prototype, which is, let's say, ready to launch. And this is the way it's going to look like, even though it is still a mock-up. And in this case, neuromarketing is really helpful because we can observe the way that users interact with software because they believe this is the actual software, although it
So
doesn't.
even on the
It,
mockup you use neuromarketing.
yeah,
So
we
you
can
know,
use
okay.
it basically on mockups. We can use it on live websites as well. We can use it on live apps as well. But we are mostly using it on mockups. The first stage is the most important one because then you can see whether they know where to click, whether they know how to use radio buttons, swiping, clicking, expanding, and other gestures that they use in every day. But mockups are really quick to build, so we can supply them with quick amendments. We can do multiple research techniques, and then we're sure that that this is the way to go, and we can follow up with programming. That's why I believe. We can connect this UX, let's say, prototype with actual buyers to users, consumers before it is live. And in this case, I think this is a huge benefit for any brand, any company, any well, basically anyone who would like to see their app live before it is live, basically, because this is the way that consumers react with it using, let's say, Figma or XD, for instance. And
Yes.
in this case, we can observe their reactions. We can observe how they interact with the software, and the methods are basically three. And the key to neuromarketing from our perspective is the combination of methods. It's not one method. It's a mix of all three or even four. I'm gonna mention them now if it's fine because I think this may be interesting. So the first one, which is really basic and has been there with us for a long time, is eye tracking. Eye tracking is obviously much more um, much more popular nowadays due to the expansion of cameras which follow us all the time, and they can even observe how our face reacts today. So eye tracking is a principle, and we add to this eye tracking a new method which is called GSR, galvanic skin response. This is how it's called, let's say, legally. In short, it's a lie detector. We can observe your reactions. We can see how your eyes go through the content. We can see how your emotions and your brain reacts. And at the same time, we ask you questions. Are you stressed? Or did you like it? Or did you not like it? Why did you click this button? What made you add this product to the cart? Or why didn't you purchase it? Or why did you, let's say, leave the page and clicked back in your browser, for instance? These are the questions that we can ask you during your research, and based on that, we give a really let's say in-depth summary, a report of how users felt while they were working with your prototype, for instance, or your final website.
it's scary not in a way that I can do it in my head or like people can test me. It's scary in a way that
Mhm.
technology can improve, and it's happening already so fast that it can use it as a great manipulation tool for humanity. This is what I meant. Because
Well, I
sometimes
know, but
without
let's go.
me thinking, I can
Yeah,
do stuff because they made me to do it because I'm not aware of this manipulation. This is
I
a
know,
little
I know.
bit
I think we
scary.
have to look at it in a different perspective. The manipulations happen whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
Our research can give you a much more, let's say, objective way of approaching this topic. And even if you feel stressed about being researched, for instance, you know that it's happening, and you can observe your own reactions, and it can give you some input for the future. Because sometimes you think that you're right about something, or
But then
that
you end up being completely wrong. Yeah, this is a great
exactly,
benefits for that, I know.
yeah.
So thank you so much, Tomek, for this interview. It was a pleasure, and all the values and the insights you share about neuromarketing. Wish you a beautiful day ahead, and I hope to see you again in probably our next interview sometime.
Yeah, thank you very much as well, Greta. It was really nice speaking to you.